Alright, welcome to Just Magic the Gathering. I was looking to do the quick draft, is actually what I was thinking about. For 5,000, I'd like to see what kind of cards I can pull into, depending. For 3, a legendary planeswalker. Whenever another elf you control enters, this kind of locks me into like blue-green. Up to 1 target creature gains all creature types. It doesn't end. And mill 3 cards, -6. Choose a creature type. If I'm going enchant creature you control, enchant creature fights up to 1 target creature. If I'm going blue-green, choose 2 target creatures controlled by return those to their owner's hands. I kind of like the looks of that. Red-green. Each non-creature spell you cast has Conspire. And another red-green. 2 of the same. Bristol Bane Outsider. This creature can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. As long as another creature entered the battlefield under your control this turn, it gets +2. Flash and Reach? I kind of like that. Or the Flyer. I'm not sure if that was the right decision. Unforgiving Aim. Creature is an elemental with Death Touch and Vivid. Looks like my potentially best option. A 1/3 that's card draw isn't bad either. I don't know. I'm not even actually on a timer. I can pick these as much as I want. Counter target spell with value 2 or less. Blight 2 or pay 1. Counter target spell. The Flash and Reach I kind of like. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's a little expensive. You may cast this spell as though it had Flash if you control a fairy, which I don't actually have any of. This creature has hexproof as long as it's untapped. A changeling with Reach. At this point, I'm basically split. For 5, I don't know, it's a flyer, and it's higher value than a lot of my other options. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it has haste. Add 1 mana of any color. This creature becomes that color until end of turn. So for 2, it can mana ramp? I'm not sure. Green, Death Touch. Don't I already have one of those? I do. Did it say alt? Yeah, 1 of 4. Unforgiving Aim. Run away together. Slow down control. At this point, it's just what would I like to have in my collection, I guess. If it blights, you can have them discard. I don't know. For each color, I think I'd rather go with the flyer. Oh. I'm definitely getting forced around in some weird... As an additional cost to the spell, behold a merfolk and exile it whenever it becomes tapped. Tap up to one target creature and put a stand counter on it. Oh, I like that. 3 or more creatures return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I don't know. I don't have a lot for merfolk. And I don't necessarily have to play the white part of that. I should be pulling maybe into more merfolk if I can get away with it. If a creature entered for 2, this allows me to go hunting for other plains, islands. I'm not playing white. Enchant aura, flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all of its abilities and becomes a 1/1. Kind of like that. Chomping changeling. Oh, choices. This will give me a creature and control. Which I think might be the better option. Oh. In some ways, it's a very... Blossom Bind, enchant creature. Tap enchanted creature can't untap and have counters put on it. Or I could do another runaway together. When it enters or dies, you get a surveil. Omni Changeling. Convoke. This creature enters as a copy of a creature on the battlefield, except it's a changeling. Vigilance, Reach, and Ward. When this creature enters, you gain X life, where X is the greatest tower. Boom, boom, boom. Green, blue. Target creature you control gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. For 5, that seems expensive. Create a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter token with changeling. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and is all creature types. So for 2, you get a changeling out of the deal, and then for 4, you can attach it. I just wonder if I like that better than the 5. Red, white, or red, blue, sorry. Pretzeled, Wellguard. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, create a 1/1 berry. Kind of like that. Unforgiving Aim. The merfolk, I think, would be the better option because I was trying to pull into merfolk if I can. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. For 5, whenever another creature you enter... So for 3, I can get a 4/2 that has trample. Or for 5, this deck's going to be expensive. That's what this is going to be. I don't mind seeing the indestructible. Another runaway together. Tend the Sprigs. I'm pretty sure that was land draw. Green, black. Not my colors, unfortunately. Red, green. Add 2 mana in any combination of colors and draw a card. I actually do kind of like that. Not only is it the custom art, the Gathering Stone. So for 2, you get 2 mana back and card draw. I mean, that's just card draw. Formidable Speaker. Reveal it, put it into your hand. Oh, I wouldn't mind actually pulling on another one of those. That was the one they used on the Ouroboros. And that'll save me a rare token if I actually wanted to exchange for that. Vinebred Brawler. I need things that can actually kind of give me card draw. And this creature must be blocked Fable. Whenever it attacks another elf you control, I'm not building elves. Vigilance, when this creature attacks, you may tap another untapped creature you control. If you do, this creature can't be blocked. The Protect, the Guilt Weave. I already have 3 of this. It would be my 4th. But making my stuff indestructible is pretty nice. Or the mana ramp for 2. The Chomping Changeling. Destroy up to 1 target artifact. Like that. Midnight Tilling. Mill 4 cards, then return a permanent card from among them to your hand. That's not too bad. Tend the Sprig. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. And if you control 7 or more, you lands and or tree folk, you get to create a 3/4 green tree folk creature with reach. So if it gets into kind of later game, that can be big, and I already have 1. Tend the Sprigs for 2. I'm not sure why it wasn't actually showing me that I had one of those. Unforgiving Aim, which I'm back to 3 or 4, because that'll be my 4th one of those. Blue. A Merfolk Wizard. Whenever it becomes tapped, target creature and opponent control gets -3, -0 until end of turn. I could play the green side on this. So for 5, you get a 5/4, and for 2, exile this card from your graveyard so it comes back. Or the 5, when I can do the basic land cycling if I need to go mana hunting. I really don't like being able to do that, but the flyer's pretty good. I was wondering what I actually necessarily had in here for Convoke, or things that allow me to do the pre-tap. Flash, enchanted creature gains this hexproof until end of turn. It's either that or the mana ramping one. If I can actually get almost enough tree folk. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was wondering if I might actually end up with almost getting forced into... and that was the 4th Guilt Leaf. Yeah, that will be my 4th. Heirloom Auntie. A giant warrior. I'll go for the goblin. I was entertaining at a certain point making a goblin deck. So. Alright. I'm kind of happy, I think, with how that turned out. Let's just do a pre-clean. Why does it still think I have black? Alright. Down to just blue-green. And having 17 cards Having 17 lands probably isn't a bad idea. My main cost is 3.3. So I might be able to strip down some of them, especially since I have the cards that allow me to go hunting. Let's see about... If I drop it down to 14, I still need to get rid of 10. The Dawnblessed Present. This is control, control, mana ramp. If a creature, this is overpower. I mean, I like that. The Forging Wickermaw. It isn't. It is a creature. Changeling Chopling, Dawn's Archer. Guilt Leaf's Embrace, 10 Sprigs. Control. I was wondering what other merfolk I have. I can just look and say... Merfolk. I only have 3 merfolk in my entire deck. And this was one of them. I mean, I like the idea of being able to put stun counters on their creatures, but if I just basically pull my merfolk, this creates flyers. I don't know. I do need to... And with that being said, my shapeshifters are going to work as... Because how many shapeshifters do I have? I have 5 shapeshifters. So what do I have that's not a shapeshifter or a merfolk for creatures? A druid that does mana ramp I like. I don't necessarily want to pull my planeswalker. Tend the Sprigs, Unforgiving Aim. Merfolk, merfolk, merfolk. An elemental. The 4 with Death Touch is kind of nice. I mean, it was a 2/4, and it gives life gain. Drop my birds. And my Oofy. Alright, what does that leave me? 13, because if I do 13, 13, 14, I just need to get rid of like 5 more control cards. Kind of... The Runaway together is nice, but it also slows me down, and that's a common. Through the Charge. And you almost have to play this a little later. I mean, you have to play it with a creature if you want to get it to also be card draw. And depending on how that works, I think that could be pretty huge. If a creature enters the battlefield under your control. The Protect I like, and the same with the mana hunting. Because if I can actually get into almost late game through mana ramp, then I can actually start just having 3/4 druids. Champion of Shoal, Presterguard. Trying to in a way make this quick. I mean, this is not only do I get +2/+2, but it also works as control. Only need to drop like 2 more to balance it out. I was questioning throwing in like 2 more. So I could probably do something like that and just run 46. The flying reach. Whenever a permanent you control, sacrifice this to return one of the chosen type to your graveyard. So everything's basically merfolk. Oh, I didn't quite balance that right though, because that wasn't a creature. Either way, 14, 16, 16, as opposed to 15, 15, 16. I don't know. I will look to run a few of the numbers before I actually give it a try, but with that, I look forward to seeing how it holds up in its draft.